Hey guys, it's Pergladen, and I'm doing a bit of an extra intro in front of the intro to talk to you guys real quick. Hi, yeah, so we're kind of doing a return to YouTube, but not a huge return. Like, don't expect fuck ton of content all the time. I'm kind of just putting stuff out like maybe weekly, like kind of weekly, not even weekly, and I'm not promising that it'll be very, very often. But I did want to return to making Storytime Saturdays since I miss reading visual novels with you guys, and I do want to put up my Minecraft antics and some other shit. So expect some other content to be coming, but not like ridiculously regular. However, if you guys continue to support with here and being on Twitch, it would help out a lot, and maybe I would be able to make more stuff. If you guys are enjoying the ridiculous amount of content that I plan on making, hopefully you guys can give us a little bit of a bit of a share, subscribes, all that good stuff like we usually say. But don't expect everything all the time. I do want to say that I am excited to be able to returning to Storytime Saturdays. And if you guys want to actually watch them live, I'm going to be either streaming them on Twitch, or if it's not Twitch appropriate, I will be streaming it in my Discord. Both of which you guys can find the links to down in the description, so check that out. But without that, guys, we're going to go ahead and jump back into Storytime Saturday with Lucid9. I was actually approached by Fallen Snow Studios. They actually sent me a personal Twitter DM. I'm very happy about this. It's the first time this has ever happened, so you know I get to be all giddy about it. But Fallen Studios, the people who made this visual novel, messaged me on Twitter like, "Hey, we released an update where it is I think they called it the prologue. I think that's what they called it, if I am correct. Let me see. The Heroine Prologues, I think is what they called it. They called it the Heroine Prologues update. So I'm very excited about it. Let's see if they say anything about it. So, okay, yeah, they do say a wee bit. Oh, God, the music makes me happy again. I get to hear it again. So let's see what it says first. So the Heroine Prologues update, because I actually don't know all of what's all in this. If I'm being completely fucking honest with you, I do not know all that's in this. After a few hiccups, we are pleased to announce the release of our Heroine Prologues update for Lucid9. In it, you will find the addition of the Heroine Prologue scenes that will act as a beginning story for each of the heroines' routes, narrated from their own point of view. This content will appear on the start screen once the game has been completed the first time. A mysterious undo option, which replaces the start button in the main menu, will lead you to the prologues. I'm excited about this. I don't know what this means exactly, but updated artwork for a number of returning characters, as well as artwork for new characters joining the cast. We get new people to love. Oh God, I'm so excited. Okay, minor text and grammar issues updates. Between 1 and 2 hours of new content, a sneak peek of what's to come. So they do plan on actually keeping up with this, which makes me very, very excited. Like, they have more in the works and planned, and I'm fucking hype about it, dude. Hold on, there it is. I'm so hyped. This is the first visual novel I think that I've seen get updated like this, if I'm being honest. Like, maybe, like, this game originally came out in 2016, and it's getting updated. Like, this is the first time I've seen something like this. I've seen them release new games, like Necopara had like new games on top of it, but this is the first time I've seen them update a game. Like, I'm super hyped on that. So I'm pretty happy about this. I'm excited. This is the first time I'm seeing a visual novel keep up with itself. There were so many great characters that I'm excited to see them again. I'm gonna take some time to remember everyone, because it's been a minute since I've played, obviously. This is a whole bunch of occurring, like, already solidified characters going through more, it seems like, and I'm excited about it. Although it says it's prologues, which means we might be getting more before the entire incident, which, again, if you haven't watched the entire series, it is literally something that you can play in the background, kind of like a podcast, after you've, like, listened to it. Or if you want to watch it, like you like watching long form content, you could do that as well, but it is supposed to be more of a podcasty type. You can kind of just listen to it and kind of just glance over every so often and be fine. So if you guys would like to, like, actually hear about the entire story, which I do recommend, it is an actually phenomenal story, and I don't know how much of it is actually going to get talked about here or how, so I'm excited to see how it works. I'm very hyped. As you guys can see, I'm like getting more and more excited the more I
the closer I get to like starting this game, I'm really excited. Guys, welcome to Lucid9. One of my favorite Storytime Saturdays I've ever done. Got an update, which is something again I've never seen before. I don't know how much of this is cut and what has been put in before, but I'm just gonna say it again because I fucking love it. Thank you, Fallen Studios, for even messaging me to tell me. Like, I feel really I'm so happy about that. But I'm super hyped about being able to play it again. And the easiest thing that I can immediately say, guys, is that fucking there's no start button. I did see this already, but there is no start button. And we read about this. It's an undo button because we've already finished the game. If I look back, you can actually see that I've still got my saves from when I first played it back in 2017. Like, I've still got my fucking September 21st when I finished the last game. It's still there. But since we have this new update, holy shit, dude. Oh my god. That's bringing back memories. Since we did already finish it, we now get a new mode, the Heroine Prologues, which I'm excited to hear about because I don't know what the fuck that entails. I don't know where we're gonna start. I don't know who we're gonna take over and whose point of view we're gonna be from. But all I know is that it's gonna be giving a point of view, introducing new characters. It's gonna be giving us a new point of view, and I'm excited to hear about it. So I'm not even gonna talk anymore. We're just gonna click the undo button because, yo, how wild is that? They're like, nah, you don't even start, fam. You undo. Okay. So this is the hospital bed that Yama went to when he... Hello? Oh, I have to try to remember everyone's fucking voices. It's not gonna be good. Session 31, patient ID 532-4895-634. Good morning. How are you feeling today? Oh. The patient seems to be having difficulty speaking and is unclear if he's understood the meaning of my words. Nevertheless, he is conscious and at least partially lucid. Roll credits. This is already a substantial improvement compared to our prior sessions, indicating that the change in his pharmaceutical treatment has been a success. Patient 532-4895-634. Can you understand what I'm saying? If you can, then blink once. Blink once, okay. So I can't tell if I'm supposed to be Yama when he was in that coma right now, or if I am someone completely else. But like, this seems very reminiscent of when Yama had his final fight and got put in the hospital. I don't know. The patient has acknowledged that he can understand me. Good. Then we will use this method of communication going forward. Are you in agreement, patient? Blink once if you are, blink twice if not. I'm going to blink once. I agree. Excellent. You may have noticed the audio-visual device in my hand. As per usual, today's session will be recorded for future study. Blink twice. The patient blinks twice. It appears he does not wish to be recorded. Regrettably, this isn't something a patient in your condition can object to, but feel free to ignore the audio-visual device if it causes you discomfort. Now then, I will rephrase my question. Would you say that you are feeling good today? Blink twice. As expected, the patient blinks twice. Given that his body is in decent health due to constant physical therapy, it's safe to assume patient 532-4895-634 is referring to his mental and/or emotional distress. These conditions are thus ideal for patient 532. God, can you just call me by my goddamn name? Just stop the fucking... I want to know who I am, please. That'd be nice. Can I know who the fuck I am? Anyway. These conditions are thus ideal for patient 532-4895-634's new treatment. Please look at the contents of this tray. Here we have 4 samples of a new drug currently in development by our laboratories. While the drug itself is in its early stages, it has already proven useful in helping some of our most critical patients. Specifics of what it does are regrettably too complex for me to explain at the moment. But But in a few words, it's a drug to make you dream. You've been having trouble sleeping ever since you came here, correct? This drug will ensure that you get a good night's rest, with the added benefit of experiencing a pleasant dream. Would you like to have pleasant dreams? Don't blink is an option. Don't blink is an option? The patient does not blink. The patient does not blink. He appears hesitant. No matter. I can't leave your room until you take one of these, so it would help me a lot if you took them willingly. In fact, how about this? You are free to choose whichever sample you want. While they are the same drug, their components vary slightly, hence the varying colors. You could say each sample allows us to control the content of a person's dream in different ways. Of course, the effect varies from patient to patient. You'll simply have to see for yourself. You may still have trouble distinguishing colors from left to right. The 4 samples are purple, red, yellow, and black, respectively. I love how they completely got rid of the idea of saying blue pill, red pill. Anyway, they had an option. Damn it, they had a time. They had the ability. I understand why they didn't go for it. When you are ready, please fix your eyes in the sample that attracts you the most. Black, yellow, red, purple. Okay. Forever in the dark. I swear to God, dude. So, okay, it's giving me the colors to choose from. But with these colors, they seem, I'm gonna say that they seem to correspond to the hair colors of the different girls that we knew. So that might be the heroines. See? That might be the heroines that they were talking about. It might be, like, you have the option of going to speak to Ari if you choose red. Fucking black might be... God, I'm forgetting everyone's name and it makes me feel horrible. But purple is my favorite because I did love Elizabeth. I loved Elizabeth like a motherfucker. I thought she was like the coolest. Like, she was my favorite. So I think I'm gonna go for purple. And if that is correct, we're gonna be going through Elizabeth's story. I don't know. I could be completely fucking wrong and it could be out the goddamn window. But we're gonna try purple and see if that's how that works or not. Let's see. The purple sample enkindles a patient's self-confidence. Hi, Misha. Welcome in. It allows them to feel a certainty in their thoughts and actions that they may not have in their past lives. By thinking of yourself as boundless, you can accomplish anything you want and become everything you wish. Okay. Your life has been one where your efforts have been consistently undermined, correct? If so, this sample might be the perfect fit for you. So that's really interesting because they're in the original story, there was something very similar to that was said, or at least that Elizabeth said towards me. So I might be throwing stuff a little too heavy-handedly in one direction, but I really do feel like this is gonna be Elizabeth's path, and I really hope it is, because going for Elizabeth's path first would make me very happy. Would you like to take the purple sample? Yes. And here you go. Side note. I don't know if I already said this, but yo, we jamming here with this music. The fucking beeps. Hey. 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 Okay, I'm done. Are you feeling drowsy? Are you feeling drowsy already? Good. Then don't mind me and close your eyes. May you have a pleasant sleep, patient 532 4895 634. I feel like it's really good. He's really going out of his way to not say my fucking name, dude. Like, it can't be that hard to say fucking Yama. Hell, even starting it with a letter. It's like, what's good, G? You good, man? Something. Alright, I guess that's not professional. I'd be a little concerned if my fucking doctor came in and was like, hey, yo, D, what's good, man? I'd be a little concerned if I haven't known him very long. This is a very new scene. We've never seen this scene before, ever. So this is... I'm getting so excited. I'm sorry. I sound like a giggling fucking schoolgirl, but I'm so excited to be back in this world because it was so well like it was so well put together that it just makes me want to like it made me want to know more about the world, and now it seems like I'm finally getting that chance. I'm excited. The morning air seeping through the window through the open windows is chilly as usual. Feeling the cold creep in, I bring the coffee cup closer to my lips. Coffee. Okay. I'm just getting more and more excited now because now I'm looking for anything that might sound like Elizabeth, and coffee does. It's still too hot to drink, but the steam feels comfortable in my face and chills me in it with its warmth. Another morning, another day, yet the same skyline of infinitely reaching towers adorns the glass of my window. Suddenly, the screen of my phone lights up. The time is almost 9 a.m. Now, who could it be? They better have a good reason for calling me so early in the morning. And on my day off, no less. Okay. Oh. It's him. And after so long without making any contact whatsoever, maybe I shouldn't answer. Mornings are the only time I have to relax. And it's been a while since the city last felt so still. Fuck yes! Fuck yes! It's goddamn Elizabeth! Let's go, dude! Yes! Oh, we chose right, chat. Oh, Jess, hey, welcome in. We are actually gonna be. Hold on, let me answer the fucking phone first. But I have a feeling ignoring this particularly insufferable man will only cause more trouble than it's worth. So after taking a deep breath, I resign myself to pick up the call. Yes. I'm sorry for calling so early. Did I wake you up? His voice is dry, low-pitched, devoid of all emotion. The same as it always has been. As you can most likely hear, yes, I am awake. What do you need? This might be sudden, but I need to meet up with you. Soon. There's something we need to discuss. Would it kill you to ask if I'm free at least? What if I have other plans? Do you? I look at my coffee mug in my hand, what remains of my would-be breakfast, and sigh. My schedule for the day is completely blank, as if you didn't know already. Good. Then can you get to the river by 12 p.m.?
Self-voicing enabled.
Nah, no.
Self-voicing disabled.
I accidentally clicked that, and now I'm sad. What is that? The river? I hold my breath for a second. Yes, there exists a spot close to the old academy where we can talk. Do you remember? Out of all the places to choose, he just had to pick that one, didn't he? That river is linked to one too many memories that I'd rather forget. Will he understand if I ask to change locations? But if he's offering that particular spot, there must be a reason. He's not the sort of man to make choices at random. Elizabeth? Yes, I remember. Don't let it bother you, Elizabeth. Just go about your life as always. Should I bring anything? A blanket, a few biscuits to enjoy in the afternoon sun, perhaps? I don't think we'll have the time. Just focus on not being late. Of course. Not that I expected sarcasm to work. Well, if that's all, then I'll... Wait. I'm about to hang up, but the sudden spike of energy in his voice forces my attention back to the phone. How long have you been awake? An hour, maybe? Why? Have you been resting properly? It isn't a crime to sleep in, particularly during your days off. Are you sure? As things stand, someone might turn into a major criminal offense by the end of the year. What I'm saying is that taking breaks is important. No one wants you to collapse unexpectedly. Is there such a thing as an expected collapse? Perhaps if I were drugged? Ah, I'm doing it again, aren't I? Acting hostile towards someone for giving me some well-meaning advice. Me and my big mouth. I'm sorry. But you don't have to worry about me. I'm resting well and eating well. Today's just the same as usual. Thanks for the concern, however, I mean it. Just don't overwork yourself, Elizabeth. What an exhausting man. Leaving the mug on the windowsill, I drag my feet to the bathroom and take a brief shower to wash away my drowsiness. The coffee is half cold by the time I get back, but drinkable. It tastes like dirt. With a push of my fingers, I turn on the TV. Limited Skate's logo remains on the screen for a few seconds, but quickly cuts to the morning news. A young man's face immediately pops into view. Dark hair, a lightly shaven goatee, wearing glasses, and an unbuttoned shirt. Based solely on his appearances, he can't be much older than I am. And with that go-getter look that seems to be the norm for the golden generation of Isamu, you wouldn't think that he was anyone unsavory. Now if only... Name is Hiro Morricone. If you have any information regarding this individual, please contact the appropriate authorities. If only the words "fugitive at large" weren't plastered all over the screen. It might be my imagination, but these sort of news bulletins have shown up a lot recently. Someone did something wrong, so help us make them pay. Whatever the city's security grid can't find is easily caught by the power of an angry mob. Or at least that's what whoever is behind these messages seems to think. Maybe I'm being too cynical. Maybe the man on the screen is a ruthless criminal, and the authorities want to find him before he hurts someone else. But when buzzwords such as antisocial behavior, pampered youth, golden days, or our glorious Isamu are spouted with such conviction, well, my cynicism feels a tad justifiable. Just a tad. It's disheartening to learn how many of our youths have taken this anti-Isamu rhetoric, that is the right word, right? Rhetoric as their own. They take everything the city has been offering them throughout their lives and waste it in its acts of vandalism and protest. If they hate Isamu so much, why not just leave? Join those immigrants and foreigners who do nothing for our city and get the hell out of our borders. And that's about all I can take. There's a few hours left until noon. Not feeling like going back to bed, I quickly dress, pick up my bag, and walk out of the apartment. Hey, okay, dude. Oh, wait. Oh, there it is. This is all new art, and it makes me so happy. They put so much work into this, dude. Oh, it's also a slightly different style. I'm down for this. I'm down. I like it. District 4. I like to come here and take leisurely walks when there's nothing to do. They call it the student district. As such, it's often empty during the mornings, with only the occasional university goer to disturb the view. When every day is hectic, you inevitably start to wish for some peace and quiet. So what better place than here, where students are bound to their classroom until the bell rings? Well, not that I was ever eager to escape them back when I was a student. Wait, isn't this Prologues like before shit went down? If this is... I'm theorizing a bit here, but it said when I was young. So like, is this grown-up Elizabeth? Are we getting grown-up Elizabeth right now? I need to know. There are a few puddles of water on the sidewalk turning into a mottled gray. Did it rain last night? It's rare for us to get midnight showers, even during the wet season. How unusual. I look around to make sure there's no one watching. Just stepping in the puddles. Oh, apparently so. My boots splash across the water, scattering droplets under the oppressing sun. One puddle at a time, I merrily skip along the sidewalk. What am I, a schoolgirl all over again? Okay, now I'm seriously thinking this is adult Elizabeth. But it's so fun. I don't stop until a group of bystanders shoots me a perplexed glance. The entrance to the closest subway station is right in front of me when I look up. Even on my days off, I can't seem to shake the routine that has been so ingrained in my brain for the past year. By the time I noticed, I'd even calculated the number of stops that I currently separate me from my workplace. Cold weather, the skyscrapers, the busy stores, opening their doors to the public. Everybody is just doing the same thing, talking about the same thing, even thinking about the same thing. It's also awfully mundane. Sometimes I find myself reminiscing how life used to be more fun. Sure, there were some terrible moments and memories I'd rather not revisit, but it feels like I used to look forward to each day more than I do now. So be it, is what I often thought when I realized the cyclical nature of my days. Yet that acceptance has only made me more uncomfortable as time passes me by. And now I can't even sleep in during my days off. A certain someone would have a field day with this attitude of mine. He'd probably say something like, "What, so straight-laced that you can't even slack off? Learn to live a little, Lizzie." That sounds like Yama. Or, hell yes, that's Yama! Fuck yes, that's Yama! Top of the morning to you, Your Majesty. Say, what gnarly expression you have today? Was the morning tea not to your liking? And what led you to assume I had tea today exactly? Brits, tea, you get the idea. Will you cut it out with the stereotypes someday? And besides, it wasn't tea. This might surprise you, but I'm actually quite partial to... Stop. Don't think about it. Don't you dare let your mood fall any lower than this, Elizabeth. The past. The past. It's all about the past. It's all because things are still so similar that the differences are so ridiculously easy to see. Ah, what's a pain in the arse? That was the wrong accent altogether. Whoever decided that adult life had to be this troublesome better be tumbling in their grave right now. The river is just as tranquil as it's ever been. I search for the scenery for the person who's supposed to be meeting up with me. Of course he's not here yet. So instead of standing around like a fool, I search and sit for a bench facing the water. I'd almost forgotten how good it felt to go for a walk without any obligations to weigh me down. If only more days could be like this, maybe it wouldn't be so difficult to wake up every morning. Samu feels almost peaceful when you stare at it from here, don't you think? A hand lands on my shoulder. Instinctively, I spring to my feet and turn around. However, the person trying to grab hold of me skillfully evades my clenched fist, which I had swatted at their face in surprise. Is this... Why, you little... We've not met this person. Don't surprise me like that, Katsu. You know I don't enjoy it. Look distracted. It's not easy to catch you off guard, Elizabeth. Yet you don't seem to have a problem with doing so every time you wish. Honestly, it's creepy how you don't even make a sound when you walk. A skill of our trade. Not a cop's trade, I would bloody hope. I sit back on the bench and a sigh briefly escapes my lips. Seriously, This man is always such a hassle. Why would he sneak up on me like that? Oh, well, fuck. I'm fucking this up already. Seriously, this man is such a hassle. Why would he sneak up on me like that? Is it really so amusing to startle me? I mean, usually, kinda, yeah. Not even bothering to look repentant for his actions, Katsu takes his hat off and sits by my side. Good morning. It's been a while since we last talked, hasn't it? You mean good afternoon? Morning's already come and gone. Forgive me, I've been up on my feet for a while, so I wasn't sure if I'd gotten here earlier or later than the important time. I didn't think you were humanly capable of being late to a meeting, especially one you scheduled yourself. What had you so busy anyway? One of my clients got into some trouble, so I wanted to check the scene before authorities got wind of the situation. Granted, there wasn't much I could do given my current status. This might be a long shot, but is it at all related to what was shown on the news? News? Something about a fugitive. To be honest, I didn't pay that much attention. But infuriating anchormen seemed upset about it. Who knows? Always with the dodgy answers, this man. Still, mentioning the news seemed to have put him in a pensive mood since he's closed his eyes and thought. This is how he used to act whenever he was entranced with a case. Old habits die hard, I guess. Ah, he caught me staring at him. Curious? Not in the slightest. It's really none of my business anyway. Well, enough of that. You didn't answer my question. What question? When was the last time we talked like this? Oh, let me think. A month? Maybe 2? Outside of the occasional phone call to check up on me, Katsu hasn't shown himself around a lot. But I'm having a difficult time remembering. When every day blurs together, it's hard to pinpoint exact dates and times. Yo, that's real life, actually. A month and 2 weeks. Has it? Yes, at the cafe. We decided to go for breakfast during the weekend. Fought over what type of scones to order. Blimey, was that only a month ago? Could have sworn that we had that discussion last year. It's possible. Wouldn't be the first time you had argued with me over such triviality. Oh, bugger off. We've both been busy, so excuse me if I can't remember every minute, every minute detail of our lives. Is minute and minute spelled the same way? That's the first time I think I've ever read minute. Like, high-key. I'm not even joking here. I'm pretty sure it's the first time I've read minute. Anyway. Memory does tend to get foggy with age, Elizabeth. Ah, there it is. Katsu's business-like smile is the same as mine, a half-moon set in stone, not to be conveyed any positive feelings, but to make me think that he is. Maybe I learned it from him. I witnessed the same expression every time my dad invited him over for dinner. To think he'd still be in my life even after all these years. Would my past self be delighted to hear it, or simply annoyed? So, I don't think you called me here to exchange pleasantries. What did you want to discuss? How's work been treating you? Work? Does that have to do with anything? Humor me. The question strikes me as odd, to say the least. Katsu never cared much about my occupation, other than whether or not it kept me afloat. I would say fine. A larger paycheck would certainly be welcome, but the staff works hard, and no one has acted especially unpleasant recently. Do you enjoy it? Well, it's a job. That's not what I asked. Do you enjoy it, Elizabeth? Are you happy in that place? Happy. Another strange word coming from him. That settles it. Something must be going on, and the more I answer him, the more I sink into his trap. I hate it when you dance around the issue, Katsu. Just get to the point already. His eyes twitched for a brief moment, obviously taken off his stride by my sharp tone. Then I'll just do it. Elizabeth, how would you like to come work for me? So it was about that after all. Say that as if you already knew. Well, I wasn't expecting us to have this conversation so soon. But please, you were bound to ask someday. So I gather you already have an answer prepared? I take a deep breath and nod. I refuse. I expected as much. Katsu turns his whole body to face me. His deep blue eyes are intimidating. So much that I'm quick to turn away. Could you tell me why, at least? I don't think it's a bad deal for you. Get your act together, Elizabeth. This is a conversation between two adults, so at least make an effort to act like one. Just to clarify, you want me to work under you full-time, is that correct? Correct. Then if you insist, but my reasons aren't going to be anything special. As I've said, I do like my current job. The pay isn't bad, and while ago, I got promoted to a position as floor manager. People depend on me, Katsu. I couldn't possibly leave without finding a replacement first. Half of that is the truth, and half is merely an excuse. Finding a replacement wouldn't be too hard, and I doubt my presence is so essential to the shop that I couldn't function without me. But with a straight face and a confident tone, even a cheap excuse sounds convincing. It's something I learned from him. Lastly, and don't take this the wrong way, you work at the center. The bloody center. The single time I decided to lend you a hand proved to be a miserable experience, so I could not imagine myself working there full-time. And I don't even see why you'd need me, since you're clearly managing well enough by yourself. If I were there, all I'd do is hear one sob story after another, and to be absolutely fair, I don't believe I can take it. I'm not strong enough for that. The point is, I'm happy with my job. I'm happy working inside that noisy shop. And I'll stay there as long as I see fit. Understood? Katsu stays silent for a moment, contemplating my answer. If that's not enough of an answer for him, I don't know what is. Is that really what you want? Yes. Why wouldn't it be? My voice breaks a little. A steady life with a steady job, but meaning, damn it, I fucked that up. A steady life with a steady but meaningless job, living day to day like any other citizen. Don't you dare call it meaningless. I apologize, but you know what I mean. Being a waitress must surely be difficult, but it's also a job anybody can do. And I know that's not what you want, Elizabeth. So you mean to tell me working at the dreary office with you is any better? It's not about the office. It's not about the job either. It's about being in a position to bring about change in Osamu. To do something better than manage a coffee shop. To be free. I briefly stopped making eye contact with him, clenching my fists in an attempt to calm myself down. I don't know what you mean. You do. You're simply too stubborn to listen. Or maybe I just don't like what you're saying. Has it ever occurred to you that maybe, just maybe, I'm not like you nor my father? Your idea of change might be wildly different from mine. Excuses. All just a bunch of excuses. Plus, I know what this is really about. This talk about the job, about freedom, it's all preamble. All you want is to keep me on a leash. If I wanted to do that, I would have already done so. Oh, give me a bloody break. Am I wrong? No, not in the least. Katsu Kobayashi is right. If he gave me a direct order, the thought of complaining wouldn't even cross my mind. He's asking merely to allow me some control over my actions. Katsu Kobayashi is right. He is always right. Who the fuck is this Katsu dude? Who the fuck is this guy? Like, high-key, who the fuck is this guy? Fucking Katsu Kobayashi. Bitch! Fuck up out of here. What the fuck, dude? Who is this? I can't even theorize on who the fuck this guy is since I don't have any information. He's never shown up in the story before. This is an entirely new character. But this is someone, obviously, Elizabeth has known for quite a long time. So... Fuck, that doesn't do anything for me here. I want to know. I really want to, I need to know. I need to know. I need to bloody know. Now I'm gonna start saying bloody even more often because I'm doing this English accent. But, you know what? Fuck it, we're here, dude. That's why he's so hard to refuse. Listen, it's not that I don't understand why you're doing this. After all, he's offering a means to take back what's mine, a key to a brighter future. But I can't forget about everything that's gone wrong until now. I just can't. I know you can't. That's why I don't understand. That alone should be a good enough reason to act, but instead you're choosing to remain motionless, in a place where you can't even make a difference. Of course that's how you think. What's that supposed to mean? It's just so like you to use every little tragedy as fuel to keep you motivated. But I'm not like that. Look at me, Katsu. Put my hand over my chest. Look at me and tell me what you see. For the first time in forever, I'm witnessing him at a loss for words. He must be having a difficult time understanding where I'm going with this. If you can't, then I will. I'm a woman in her early 20s, one who's worked 5 to 6 days a week, more than 8 hours at a time. After work, I'm usually so exhausted that I fall asleep right after showering. I like to spend my days off going out on a walk, maybe buying myself a nice meal along the way. I'm a civilian. Just an average civilian. My chest stings with every word I say. And involving innocent civilians in something that doesn't concern them is something that the police should never do. That's what Father used to say, right? An average civilian, huh? Katsu remained silent for a while, letting himself be engulfed by the calming sound of the flowing river. A small leaf from the tree above falls between us. We both raise our hands to push it away in an unwanting urge to clean, but we stop before the tips of our fingers can touch. He takes a look at me, one that doesn't make me as uncomfortable as before. You know, you've grown a lot since the first time I met you. Sorry. Where's this coming from? Why, yes, most people do age 10 years after 10 years, with the possible exception of a certain detective. I'm not talking about your physique. You used to follow your father's every whim, without ever thinking for yourself. I remember thinking, what a well-behaved child. But only recently did you become a true, independent adult. Blimey, aren't you being honest? Any more and I'll feel for my life. If you are making the choice of your own accord, thinking only of your own wishes, then so be it. Katsu stands up from the bench. But, if you are only being complacent, then I urge you to give my proposition another thought. His words shouldn't hurt at all, but it feels like he's stabbing me with tiny needles into every vein of my body. Quick, think of something scathing, anything to turn the tables on him. Aren't you just a sweetheart? Weak, such a weak response, Elizabeth. Yet, somehow, it elicits a chuckle from my normally stoic Katsu. I try. Hey, what are you... Too late. He's already ruffling my hair with his sweaty hand. Gross. Hey, bugger off! You've grown in some ways, but remain the same in others. I'm telling you to stop right this instant! Stop treating me like a little girl! This is so infuriating. It's the same teasing from 10 years ago. And it hasn't gotten the least bit less tolerable. Or more tolerable. Yet, something about it is also awfully, horribly nostalgic. Oh. So I withstand it, and withstand it. Well, until it becomes so unbearable that I can't help but swat his hand away. Enough is enough. Yes, I agree. Besides, I have business to attend to. It's probably pointless to ask again, but is it at all related to what I saw in the news? And is it maybe too much for you to handle on your own? And explain why you decided to schedule this conversation so out of the blue. Elizabeth, weren't you supposed to be just an average civilian? And weren't you supposed to be one as well? Katsu looks away from me for a second, as if deep in thought. That path's long been lost to me. Katsu reaches out and grabs his hat, which he'd left by my side. What a stupid hat. He's got a stupid hat. Not so stupid of a face, but definitely a stupid hat. Take care, Elizabeth. We'll be in touch. Yes, you be careful too. Don't be reckless. And when have I? Side note, chat, we are in the year of 2018. I just thought I'd let you guys know. Right over here, you can see that we are in the we are in 2018, and or this is gonna be finished being built in 2018. Either or. I think there's technically a time period in which this takes place. I just don't remember. That was a lot, but I feel like there's still more. Hold on a second. Let's finish this up. Alone again. It's almost disappointing. Disappointing? Did I want him to convince me? To take me back under his wing? Sometimes it feels like the person I have the most trouble understanding is myself. It isn't like I cannot see why he invited me. In fact, his logic is fairly clear, and only a fool would reject his proposition. So what's stopping me? If I wish for something to change, then I must change it. With my own two hands. No matter how difficult, as long as I work hard for it, I'll attain it. I must attain it. That's what I've believed for the majority of my life. So why is it now that I'm frozen in place, unable to take the slightest single step forward? Why? I need to go for a walk. Ooh, shit, dude. Elizabeth was always a go-getter. This is really weird to not see her as a go-getter. She's just happy being... She's just, I'm gonna put quotation marks on this, happy being a waitress at the cafe she's been working at since she was in the old game? That doesn't sound convincing to me at all. I don't know who the fuck this Katsu character is, but apparently he's known her for 10 plus years. I don't know whether he's a family friend, or whether a friend that was also family, or that was also like really close to that family, like when he was younger or something like that. Like I can't tell whether he was like a friend of hers or a friend of the family who was like she was forced to be around, but I can't really tell. It's really odd seeing Elizabeth not wanting more. She was like the brightest star. It's almost like seeing like the fucking valedictorian not go to college for some fucking weird reason, and also like not do anything different. Like she was fucking aces, dude. That's actually a bit worrisome to me. I don't know. Anyway. My father always used to say that a good person needs to be fair. Even if you meet someone with ideals that oppose your own, a good person must make an effort to understand their point of view. Not assimilate, not accept, just merely understand. If you're able to look beyond your own biases, then you're fair, and thus good. But Father, how can I remain fair when the world is like this? Everywhere around me are signs, advertisements, and screens constantly promoting new ways to decide the course of my life. No, not really to decide anything. Just to make me willing, to make me think that I'm in charge of my own destiny and my future. But this is the grand metropolis of Isamu, a society that's always 10 steps ahead of the rest of the world in terms of technological advancements and innovations. If you're not taking advantage of it, then you're doing it wrong. Does it matter if that advantage is actually available to you? If it's being pushed over your wishes? If it'll even make you happy? I don't know. There's no need to know. Just follow the rules. To let yourself be observed by the myriad of security cameras in every corner of every street. To have your every interaction be scrutinized by a faceless suit behind a screen. Everyone has to conform. To accept the rules of this game and play by them, regardless of their personal circumstances. And if they don't, then no one will bat an eye when they are eliminated on the spot. Oof. Yikes. That's the type of landscape we live in now. Everything works as it should, with no cogs missing from the machine. A safer world, a stable world, a restrictive world. I let my feet do the thinking, taking me further down the district. A brick building pops into view. What the fuck is this? Its front lane is adorned by patches of grass, robust trees, and well-maintained greenery, evoking a sense of peacefulness in spite of the urban ambience. The only artificial structure besides the building itself is the avant-garde sculpture of what appears to be a cat. Nisha, I see that. I've seen it regularly in pamphlets and websites, but it's the first time I've stopped to look at the real thing. It's definitely odd, but there's a certain charm to it that's hard to deny. It explains why students would stop in their tracks just to take pictures of it, giggling innocently as they do. Students of the University of Isamu. Same building I'm staring at now. If things had gone right, maybe I'd be just like them. What? I'd be strolling around campus during my time off, hanging out with like-minded friends, or maybe stuck in the library preparing for an upcoming exam. So many options, so many what-ifs. That's not the future this restricting world has assigned me. Don't think. Don't wonder. There's nothing for you here. Go home, Elizabeth. Yeah. I should probably just do that. Yo. Shit. She was like the smartest kid. How the fuck did she not get into a university? What the fuck happened? This has to be older Elizabeth. It can't be the same Elizabeth we grew up with. Right? Like, I don't think it's possible, since Elizabeth was like the head of all. They were university students. I can't remember. I think they were high school. I can't remember whether they were high school or whether they were university. And if she's a manager now, I think that means that this has to be afterwards. The timeline is still not clear to me. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I don't know what has happened and what has taken place and what has not at this point in time. But it sounds like she knew Yama, so she did meet Yama. And because of the banter that she was speaking of, it had to be after they kind of gotten somewhat close. This has to be older Elizabeth. This has to be older Elizabeth. I honestly believe that this has gotta be older Elizabeth. But now that begs the question, what the fuck happened that Elizabeth is no longer the go-getter that I fucking fell in love with when I read this goddamn novel? I've got goddamn questions, god damn it. Okay, all right. We have the timeline that this is afterwards. That's important. That's a piece of our puzzle put together. We're good. She got handpicked for some other shit, I bet. You know what? That's not impossible. Lots of stuff can happen in a short time. Absolutely. That is fair. And questions will be answered when you move forward. You're right. So, Elizabeth? Someone's asking me a question, knows me. But before I can turn around, a familiar voice calls my name. Oh my gosh, it's Elizabeth! Hey, look who it is! No way, it's been so long. Oh, now these aren't people I was expecting to meet today. What? Hello, girls. What a surprise to meet you here. Oh, this has to be... Oh, this was probably like those bitches who like were on her dick when she was in school. I poke you to let you know that Coda and I are ready for the pew-pews. Cool. I don't know how long I'm gonna go for. Probably at least until the end of this Elizabeth bit. But okay, Jules. Hopefully I will join you guys soon. See, I told you it was Elizabeth. I wouldn't mistake her for anywhere in the world. Oh my gosh! What are you even doing here? The two girls that have approached me used to be my classmates back in high school. Some people thought of them as my groupies, I did, and the nerve of them. These two were perfectly capable of individual thought, and what's more, I consider them my friends. We never got names for them. Sure, maybe they idolized me a bit too much, but it wasn't as if that hurt anybody. Not that I know of, at least. I didn't think we'd see you again, not in person at least. Yeah, just the other day we were talking about how it was about time you showed up in the news or something. I surely hope in a good way. Of course! You were so amazing back in school. We never knew where you went afterwards, but I bet it was somewhere amazing. Of course, you were so amazing back in school. We never knew where you went afterwards, but I bet it was some amazing private university, right? Or company. Those clothes you're wearing make me look so professional. I had gone out in my work clothes simply because there wasn't anything in my wardrobe that looked nice, and also didn't need an urgent trip to the washing machines. Thank you. You two are looking lovely as well. Shizuka, Miko. I dodged the issue of my education and employment by calling their names. Lo and behold, they immediately swoon at their mere mention. Yeah, I didn't think you'd remember our names! Okay, yeah, we got names, okay. Okay, you know what? Fuck off. I read this novel for 12 times 2. For at least 24 hours on like recording. So, like, they never gave a name at any point. This is the first time I've gotten a name. Fucking fight me, chat. But why wouldn't I? We were inseparable classmates after all. My god, I think I'm gonna cry. Not fighting. Oh my god, lol. Damn now, no need to be so melodramatic. It's just me. But we really missed you. I smiled gently at their kind words. To be fair, my mood hasn't exactly improved from the repressing thoughts that were assaulting me earlier, but I can hardly walk away now. These girls look so happy to see me, and even though we haven't met in forever, I still consider them my friends. The least I can do is talk to my friends. Since you're out here, I gather you don't have any classes to attend. Yup, no lectures, so no lectures to worry about whatsoever. We were about to hang out with a friend today, actually. Go to the cafeteria, grab some lunch, the usual. Oh! Miko makes an expression as if she just remembered something. Sorry, we didn't mean to ignore you. Hi, Hiso? We'll go with Hiso. They turn around and address a boy who'd been standing a few feet away from them the whole time. Good grief. After going through all that trouble to invite me. Kidding. I just didn't want to interrupt. So their friend was a boy. Well, I guess that's hardly surprising. These girls were very into mingling with the opposite sex back in our academy days. He was at least courteous enough to keep his distance until he was the right moment to approach. A far cry from some of the boys I had to endure. Elizabeth, meet Hiyaso. Goddamn, I can't say this name. Elizabeth, meet Hiseo. Meet Hiseo, meet Elizabeth. Hello, how do you do? It's nice to meet you. Elizabeth! Oh yeah! Oh wait, hold on. Elizabeth? Oh yeah, the girls sometimes talk about how they had this amazing classmate back in the IIBA. So it was back when they were in high school type shit. I'm honored to meet you in the flesh. Please, I wasn't such a big deal. She was always at the top of our class, you know. She was so good at sports and drawing, literally anything she tried her hand at. So, I don't know how to. Hiseo? Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Hiseo. I don't know if I'm saying Sail. Is it Sail Pop? I've never actually seen that name ever. Actually, Sail Paulo. Sail Pop. I don't know. I've never seen that. Never heard of that one actually. And she was, yeah. Sorry. I don't know. She was so good at sports that drawing anything she tried her hand at. Their flattery is humbling, but the truth isn't so pristine. Yeah, I don't know how to technically say that word. Every time an exam approached, I had to give several days with little to no sleep. Sometimes not even my makeup could mask my exhaustion. But I had to show up to school anyway, or my attendance record would suffer. All that effort, and in the end... Elizabeth, are you feeling alright? Yes, I apologize. It's been a tiring week. You can say that again. Really, sometimes it feels like all of our professors want us to do is see us bleed. That is university life for you. The most you can do is endure. They each flash a complicated smile before drifting their thoughts somewhere else. Hey, if you don't have much else to do, why not hang out with us? But didn't you say you were going to the cafeteria? I'm not a student here. Don't worry, no one's going to make a fuss with you if you're with us. But I could hardly intrude. I checked with the holy shit, this fucking word. Okay. Bespectacle student, hoping he'll offer me a way out. Why not? The more the merrier, right? Sadly, he's apparently too good-natured to understand my intentions behind my look. So, what do you say? I shuffle in place trying to come up with a good answer. You can't, right? It's not that I can't, but I look at them, look at the trendy clothes they're wearing, at their bags, probably filled to the brim with books. And at the building behind me, an intellectual-looking professor walking out of it. I imagine the classrooms they are leaving behind and the years of history and the research they've put a part of. And lastly, I consider for a couple more hours, I could become part of that as well. Just another university student living the campus life, happily. And my heart is overcome with fright. Actually, yes, I can. But didn't you say that today was your day off? Sadly, even while it's technically my day off, that doesn't mean I can neglect my responsibilities. I'm being expected somewhere else shortly, and it's of vital importance that I'm punctual. Lies flow out of my mouth one after another. I see. Sounds pretty rough. But just as you'd expect from Elizabeth, always doing something important. And they believe all of them. Why wouldn't they? I'm saying all of this confidently with a pained look on my face. Making expressions is something I'm good at. Subtle ones such as smiles are harder to pull off, but weariness, strain your eyes and cheeks just a little and everyone will trust their every word. Again, I apologize. I'd like to catch up as well, but it's no big deal. We can always chat some other time. Do you still use Patter? Not much nowadays, but for you two, I can make an exception. Great! We've been meaning to reach out to our old group, maybe even have a little reunion. You had one with your friends a little while ago, right? He saw his... God damn his name! Right, Hiseo? A while ago, yes. This is quite a blast. Seeing some old faces is always a joy. We haven't seen Natsuki in a while either. Do you know how she's doing? Why, yes, actually. I see her often as she sometimes comes to visit me at work. At work? Elizabeth, you're working? Oh no, I let that slip. I must be getting rusty, seeing as I don't have to fake my economical status as often anymore. I apologize, I stumbled. I meant to say that I sometimes visit her at work.
Self-voicing enabled.
Stop that!
Self-voicing disabled.
Stop it! I apologize, anyway. Fucking, it's the V key. Can I just... I don't know if I can take that away. Whatever, I don't care. Natsuki is now a Limnescape employee, you see, and my responsibility is sometimes to take me to her work. So you're like a Limni partner? I'm so jelly. I know, I'm not trying to, Chad. That is a big accomplishment for someone so young. Well, it's something along those lines, but if you do end up planning such a gathering, I'd love to be there. That would make me so happy. We really should get to it, right? Yeah, it's not like it's impossible to gather everyone, but with everything that happened, it's just a bit... Please, be more please, just be more, like, cloudy and foggy so I can't know exactly what's happening. Their expressions immediately go sour. Ah, they must be talking about the incident at the academy. Okay, hold on. They said the incident, and if I'm being honest, since the original title of Lucid9 is Lucid9 in the inciting incident, I'm wondering if the capture of the serial murderer is the incident in which they speak of. And in which case, again, I ask, why is she so... What in that situation happened in the aftermath? Where Yama was probably fucking knocked the fuck out for years. Or not years, I think it was months. Maybe months? I don't fucking remember. He was knocked out and in the fucking hospital for a while. What the fuck would have had to happen? I just remembered the cliffhanger. I just remembered the cliffhanger. And the exacts of what happened. And where it left us. So bloody confused. For those who have not watched, watched any of the previous Storytime Saturdays on Lucid9 or have no fucking clue about this story whatsoever, if you haven't read it, whatever the fuck, I'm about to spoil the very, very end. And I'm gonna do so in about 5 seconds. So if you need to mute, wait until I return. Wait until I return back to the game screen. But I think I know an idea of what happened. So again, wait till I return back to the game screen to unmute if you care to watch it yourself and get your own experience, or if you care to read it yourself and get your own experience. I don't care. Just if you plan on having the actual non-spoiled way, mute me now. I'm gonna give you like 5 seconds and then just wait until I return to my game screen. 5. Okay. In the end of the Lucid9 inciting incident, one of our friends died. After we caught the serial murderer, and he was put in jail, and I had gotten out, and everything was good, it seemed like. Everything was fucking fan-fucking-tastic. Yama walked over to... I cannot remember her name right now, and it's bugging the fucking... Hold on, I gotta look up a list of characters. Rui, sorry. So, we walked in to see our best friend from... like, our best childhood friend, who we were finally, like, getting back along with after a bunch of hardships and struggle. We walked into her room. We walked into her house to see her entire family murdered in a bloody scene. And that's basically where it left us. No closure on that. It was just, that is how it left us. Yama goes kind of nuts because he can't deal with the sight of blood, and his fucking friend was murdered. That was like the last thing that was giving us the to be continued type shit. You know what I'm saying? That was what had happened. So obviously Yama must have done something afterwards. Like, he had to have done something. There had to be something that had to have been done afterwards. And this would be something else that would, again, be another incident. So, one of the two incidents that they could be talking about. One, the serial murderer who we caught at the school, who, by the way, another spoiler, fucking was the guidance counselor. Was one of the, like, best guidance counselors in the school. Like, he was, like, the shit. Like, everyone loved him. He was the serial murderer. We caught him. After a lot of failed attempts, we caught him. But afterwards, Rui turned up dead. After Yama recovered and was going over and like, hey, Rui, dead. And that's how it ended. So, something happened from there, most likely. That is my best guess. That's my best guess, Chad. Something happened from there, and it sounds quite plausible from this. Oh, whoops. So, welcome back for those who decided that you did not want to get spoiled. Hey, welcome. Sodits. We have an idea of something that may have happened. So, there's a theory. Must be talking about the incident at the academy. Us in our later years could continue with our classes from home or online, but the younger students had no choice but to change schools. It was a prime situation for once good friends to quickly lose contact. You had it rough too, didn't it? You had it rough, right? You had it rough, right? God damn it, this sentence. You had it rough too, right, Hasayo? I can't even say his name now. Oh no, not at all. The same as everybody else, I'd imagine. You were a student at the academy as well? Just the first year. I got lucky and found a place to accommodate me right away. Granted, it was still a big source of stress for me and everyone, but I'm very glad that it's all in the past. Yes, the past. All in the past, and nothing else. Yes, trust is no bueno, huh? No bueno at all. That's why we should go de-stress. Hi, I'm glad to hear that. Glad? Well, yes. If you're that stressed, it means you two have been putting a lot of effort into your studies, does it not? Haha, well, not really. What student does, right? Fuck? Alright, music cut. Not really? Did I just hear that right? Uni has been so bad lately. There's even been protests about it. Haven't you heard? Protests? Come to think of it, I remember hearing something along those lines a while back. Something about the University of Isamu being more difficult than it used to. Of course, it sounded like usual dribble to me. Students too lazy or entitled to accept that life is hard, so I paid it no mind. So, like, every year classes are becoming more and more demanding, and it's super hard to keep up. And now they want to take away our art departments and all the artsy extracurricular activities. So we thought, why not complain about this? As far as I remember, these girls had never had any interest in related to the arts. Well, maybe they developed an interest while at university. I shouldn't go jumping to conclusions so quickly. Well, that's fair and all, but what about your studies? That's a good question. Actually, it's been a while since I last checked my grades. And you, Miko? Same. I didn't even study for my last exam. It just felt like it wasn't worth it, you know? Like I was gonna get a bad grade regardless, so why put in the effort? My professor sure didn't look too happy when he gave it back. He was mumbling about me being at a lost cause or something. That's a very common story nowadays. And are you sure that's fine? Oh, it'll work out. At worst, I'll flunk a couple classes, but I can just try them again next year. Aren't you taking this too lightly? Attending UOI is expensive, not to mention demanding. They both gave me a complicated expression. You might have to pay an extra year of tuition, or worse, stay on academic probation. Not many people can afford that. So at least consider putting in enough effort to not flunk your classes. We are putting in effort into protesting that the school is too hard. And other things too. Like I have a boyfriend now who's so stressed he started taking some shady drugs. I want to help him. And isn't that what matters? Besides the smallest mistakes get flunked now, it's really unfair. The students are being put through the hell because of it. It's part of the reason why things have gotten so bad. We just want to feel more comfortable here, you know? Is that so bad? Well, their words, although with their faults, are still sound at heart. Even while hiding under my veil of cynicism, I can't bring myself to brush away their plain expressions. I'm not saying it's wrong. But then why do I feel so irritated? A student's duties lie in studying. Securing yourself a good future should be just as much a priority as everything else. Not everyone is as perfect as you. We can't, you know, do so much effortlessly. Effortlessly? Did it really seem like I accomplished those grades effortlessly? That I won those prizes without practicing to an unhealthy degree? That I attained that perfect attendance record without having to rely on all sorts of energy drinks and pharmaceutics? Yo. I'm not even sure how I should feel. All I want to do is drop the subject and go home. And sure, it might be an extra expense in the long run. All I want is to stop this anger building in my stomach and up in my throat. But it's just money. There are more important things in life, right? Right. So how can they be so naive? And if I fall behind in school, so what? It's just some grades on dumb paper. These girls don't know anything. Isamu's gotta be full of other opportunities. If worse comes to worse, I'm sure I'll find a new place and no. Will you cut that out already? And that's all I can tolerate. I simply cannot believe what I'm hearing right now. Elizabeth? It's just money? It's just grades? So many people out there who'd give a limb to be here, and you're willing to throw it all away so easily? Don't you have any semblance of self-awareness left in your head? Listen, you two. I'm saying this for your own good. No matter what's going on, you have to study. Nothing good will come out of neglecting it. So either get your act together and start putting in some effort, or you should bloody... Excuse me. What? Could you maybe stop this? You're making a scene. His calm voice finally douses my anger. I understand you're upset, but please keep in mind that there are better ways to express it. It makes me realize just how loud I've been, given the number of students currently looking at us like we're some kind of circus show. You've gone and made a fool of yourself again, Elizabeth. You're not a student here, right? Doesn't that make it just a little unfair on your part to judge them without understanding their circumstances? Everyone currently enrolled in the University of Isamu is going through some difficult times. And they all deal with it in different ways. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to keep attending. It's not that they're disagreeing with your argument either. A lot of students here have dreamt of getting into certain careers since they were small, you know. The fact that these two are still here is a testament to that commitment. But of course, I'm sure you yourself have your own struggle to deal with. Everyone does. Just please try to consider the situation of others before getting angry with them. Otherwise, you'll all just come away feeling terrible. And nobody wants to see such a nice reunion ruined like that. Especially not these girls, I'm sure. Just what is wrong with me today? Losing my temper like that isn't normal. It hadn't happened at all. Not since 3 years ago. Noted. Not since that day. I should just go. Huh? I'm sorry, girls. It appears I'm not feeling well. No, we're sorry too. We didn't mean to offend you or anything. Yeah! An awkward silence engulfs us as their bespectacled friend turns around and smiles away any prying onlookers. Well, I have matters to attend to now, so if you'll excuse me. It takes a surreal amount of effort to maintain a steady pace instead of breaking into a sprint. Wait, Elizabeth! From a distance, Shizuka calls my name. We'll contact you for the reunion, okay? You better come. Yes, I'd be glad. I leave them behind, not daring to look back until the university is out of view. And holding a hand over my chest to mitigate somewhat the stinging pain assaulting it. I collapse onto the bed right after getting home. Being fair with others when your view doesn't align is hard. It was the same with a certain someone from my past. If we had just given each other a proper chance instead of consistently quarreling, maybe we could have become friends. Only people could talk without anger, or if only people could talk without the danger of hurting each other's feelings. But it pissed me off so much. It pisses me off. It pissed me off. It's pissed me off. It pissed me off. It pissed me off. And it pissed me off. It pissed me off. What do you mean, so what? What do you mean it's just money? Are you really that mad in the head? Don't you realize how many people want what you have? And even if you don't, why would you have spout such bollocks? And think of how they feel. Who does that guy think he is? They sure didn't try to think of how I felt before saying such a... My eyes feel moist. I hate this. Not the stupid city. Not that pompous school. Not Shizuka and Miko. Not the bystanders who would have only stared at us in the background. Why is demeaning others all I know how to do? In order to be fair, you have to be the better party. So that even if the other person can't see matters from your perspective, conversation can remain civil. It's such a simple thing, but I'm completely worthless at it. Even when I try my hardest to help someone, it only ever amounts to a few words shouted in deaf ears. Eventually, trying to remain calm became harder than the alternative. And to escape my worries, I go to sleep. That night, I have a dream. I'm standing outside the gate of an elementary school. The sun has almost set, and most of the other children have already gone home. The tiny hands holding tightly onto the straps of my backpack. I can't be more than 10 years old. School gate is lonely and silent as always. None of my friends live close enough for us to walk home together. None of my 2 or 3 friends whose name I can't remember now. But it's fine. I don't need them. As long as I have my dad, I don't need any of them. I look to each side of the street, expectantly waiting for him to show up, but trying my darndest to hide it. Lizzie! There he is. Everyone acted weird around him. They said he was intimidating, but I think they're all cowards. Besides, just look at him. He's clearly just a pushover. A rigid posture, fuzzy eyebrow, a funny-looking beard. Nothing to be threatened by. Were you waiting long? No, I just got here. A lie. What were you doing? Playing with my friends. I can attempt, Let me try it. Can I do a 10-year-old Lizzie? Let's see if we can do 10-year-old Lizzie. Playing with my friends. Another lie. Let's see. That's good. That's good. He had always been a man of few words, but also smiled the warmest of smiles. I gave him a big hug. Oh! But I didn't, but I stopped. I hadn't noticed, but there's someone else behind him. A younger-looking stranger. Though back then, all adults looked equally old. Sir, this is my daughter. This is my daughter, Elizabeth. Daughter? So the important business was... Yes, I promised to pick her up. I apologize for dragging you along with me. No, not at all. It's just... I wasn't expecting us to stop by a school out of all places. Boom! Shots being connected. Lizzie, this here is Officer Katsu Kobayashi. He works with me at the precinct. Say hello. Good. I look at the sky again. Good afternoon? Good evening? Yes, good evening. Good evening. My name... God damn it. Good evening. My name's Elizabeth. Yes, I heard. Oh. It's my first conscious memory of meeting an adult too awkward or uninterested to properly converse with a child. Captain Oshiro, regarding the issue from before. Yes, come with us. We'll talk about it later. I'm fucking up these accents so bad because I'm trying to do 2 different ones. We can't all be Mel Blanc, okay? I'm trying my damnedest. Lizzie, Katsu here is having dinner with us at home. Remember to behave. I will. It's also the first time Dad invited any of his coworkers over for dinner. Oh, let's go home. Yes, I can't do both of them at once. I can only do so much here. Katsu and Elizabeth. The ride home is silent and awkward. Since the front seat is busted, the stranger and I have to sit in the back together. I try to keep a straight face, behave as Dad instructed. But strangers make me uncomfortable, and this stranger makes me especially uncomfortable. He had a mean stare that made me shudder at the thought of looking his way again. This is your home? Oh, are you expecting something else? Since you're a captain, I assume you would live somewhere more. Stranger takes a glance at me. He's trying not to say it, but I can tell what he's thinking. Are you poor? This is a house for poor people. You said your daddy was a police officer, but that was a lie. Policemen aren't poor. They are cool and rich. No, I think that was someone else. But it can't be too different from the truth. Is it a problem? No. Same as the rest. I see. Well, come on in. With pleasure. I might have imagined it, but I think I saw him smile. Why would he smile? Such a weird person. Dad starts preparing dinner, but since he's not very good at it, it's mostly me doing all the work. The stranger takes a seat at the dinner table. He looks awfully fidgety. Should I help with something? Just sit tight, Katsu. We're almost done. But I can't tell if he simply wants to help or if he noticed how terrible Dad is at cooking. No, he's looking at me. He's probably thinking that I'm the one that's bad. Well, I'll have to show him. Mom used to cook. Mom used to cook. Since she's gone now, then it means I need to help out. Yes, should sit and wait. I see. Oh. He doesn't seem uncomfortable at all. Dad does, however. He's not cooking anymore. Bringing up Mom always makes him stop everything he's doing. I should have remembered, but I didn't. For some reason, the guest keeps staring at me. Since I don't like his glare, I try not to look back. Dad and I finish. We serve the food. We eat. Somehow it turned out tasty. Either Dad is getting better at it, or I'm just that good at cooking. After everybody is done, the adults start talking about serious issues that I can't understand. But as much as I would like to stand up and go read the novel I've yet to finish, Dad hasn't given me permission yet. Standing up without permission would be impolite. So I sit there, trying my best to stay awake. Sir, can I ask a question? Of course! That man's offer. Masaru Inori, was it? Why didn't you take it? Offer? Masaru Inori? Ah, so that's what all this is about. I'm not good with stuffy desk jobs like that. But if you think about the money... Katsu, did you join the force for money? Absolutely not! I jump. I wasn't expecting him to shout so loudly. I apologize. It's fine, but I'm the same, you know. I wouldn't make a difference inside some office. If I wanted things to change, then I must keep working right where I am. Soon they'll promote me and I'll be able to afford something better for Elizabeth. Change? Sir, what do you mean? I think the city is heading in a dangerous direction. I have the best chance of helping everyone from within the police force. True, money would be nice. It could ensure that my girl had a bright future. But as long as I work hard, I'll provide her with everything she needs. We can't stop doing the right thing simply because there's money on the line. Isn't that right, Lizzie? Dad reaches out and caresses my hair. It's relaxing. I want her to have the freedom to become whatever she wants in a city that's both safe and fair. Is that not enough? I can't say. I don't have children. And what does that have to do with anything? In any case, Captain. Yes, I know. I will go fetch those documents. Ah, Lizzie, you can go to your room now. Thanks for helping out. I'll go say goodnight later. Yes, Dad. Dad stands up and heads upstairs to his room. I'm sleepy. I wanted to read, but it's too late now. Maybe I'll just go to bed. Kid. Who? You, kid. My name is Elizabeth. Elizabeth, what do you think of what your father said just now? What do I think? I couldn't understand what he was asking. Since it's not polite for a kid to meddle in conversations with adults, I'd only caught bits and pieces. Also, it was the first time an adult asked me for my opinion on anything not school-related. His way of thinking is commendable, even though he might sound too idealistic sometimes. He says he wants you to become whatever you want. So what would you like to become? That was a complicated question for a child. Katsu probably wasn't used to talking with people in general. It's why he'd ask that so seriously to a 10-year-old. I just realized they said to a 10 years old. Anyway. But I don't want to disappoint. So I think. There are many things I thought of becoming. A teacher, a writer, a scientist, even a police officer like my mom. Oh. Not Dad, but Mom. The greatest policewoman ever, according to everyone. But in this moment, only a single answer comes to mind. I want to help Dad. When Mom died, he started to work even more. And every night he comes home tired. God, this voice is getting awful. Note to self, if I ever audition for any voice acting thing ever, just fucking don't fucking try to do children's voices. I'm awful. I'm god awful. I can't do it. And how do you plan to help him? Money. Money? If I get a lot of money, then we can buy better things, like a machine that cleans the house on its own. Then Dad wouldn't have to worry about cleaning again. I don't think those exist. They do. I looked it up. But at school, a girl told me once poor, always poor. She was mean. I'm fucking up this voice so badly, chat. That simply means you have to work harder to achieve your dreams. For some reason, the stranger does the same thing Dad did, just puts a hand over my head. But he rustles it instead, making a mess out of my perfectly combed hair. Hey! Stop it! Stop it! Work hard and show them. If you're willing to do whatever it takes for what you want, then nothing is out of reach. Be it a good job, good grades, or money, effort will bring it to you. I get it! So stop doing that! It hurts, you bloody twat! Yo, I would throw money at watching a little English girl who was like so prim and proper call someone a bloody twat. I would fucking throw money at that. High key, dude. Fucking high key, dude. Now, who taught you that language? The man finally stops. There's a faint smile on his lips. Unlike the last one, this smile feels genuine, which makes it even more infuriating. Yo, I would throw literal money at a fucking young girl calling some old dude a fucking bloody twat. That'd be fucking hilarious. I'm one of those people who, like, when kids fuck up or are acting wrong, I'm gonna laugh unless they're like being the annoying type of fucking up. Like when kids cursing, I'm dead. It's so funny to me. Honestly, one of the funniest fucking things to me, dude. Like, high key. Alright, let's go. Study hard and become rich. Can I really? Depends on you. I've learned that to be someone special, you first need to start acting the part. Confident attitude can carry you far in life, even if you have nothing to support it. That sounds stupid. Whenever I act like someone important, people tend to believe me, even though I'm poor as well. I don't believe you. Trust me, it works. People are gullible. It did sound stupid, but maybe because they were the words of an adult. Katsu's argument was convincing nonetheless. Elizabeth, you haven't gone to bed already? Suddenly, Dad shows up from the stairs. Oh, sorry. My apologies, sir. I was talking to her and didn't realize it was so late. Your daughter is very well behaved. Yes, she takes after her mother. But now it's time for adults to work. Off to bed, Lizzie. Yes, Dad. Good night. Percolating. More like perk 30. God damn it. What's going on, Rigatoni, my guy? What's going on, my G? How you doing? Say goodnight, Katsu 2. Say goodnight to Katsu 2. Good night, mister. Yes, good night. Before leaving, I take one last look at the dining room. Dad and Katsu are talking over some papers, too immersed to pay me attention. Maybe if I study hard and work hard, as she said, I'll also become a proper adult like them. An adult who can become anything she wants. Yes, that sounds fun, right? No one could take that away from me, right? Turn off the alarm. Time to work. This is the same cafe. This is the same cafe from, not the exact same. I think they touched up the art of it, but this is pretty much the same cafe that the kids used to meet in the old Lucid9 game. Side note, I need to see something really quickly because I think they're. Hold on a second. I need to see this. Okay, dude. Okay, dude. Okay, dude. So check this. All right, we're gonna have a bit of moment. First off, that's their own Lucid9 poster in the back. Like, that's the poster right there. Like, I see that. Okay, you ain't hiding that from me. Also, this is one of their. I think this is one of their partner companies, like one of the ones that they work with, or maybe at least that they shared some people. Either way, that's fantastic. But I can't get over. They're stuck their own dick back here in the fucking background, dude. Look at this. That says Lucid9 back there. We see you. We see you, Snowfall Studios. We see you. Elizabeth Oshiro is a necessary, but by no means indispensable member of Café de la Paix. I'm not gonna pretend like I French. Without someone to fill my position, this cafe won't work as it should. Having such a responsibility and being paid afterwards is satisfying. Something matter, Chief? Yet sometimes the job is more boring than I'm willing to admit. No, nothing at all. If you say so. By the way, the kitchen staff was talking about almost running out of some ingredients. Yes, there was a problem with our food supplies, but don't worry, I'll take care of it. Great, we're counting on you. My sweat is proof of how hard I'm trying. Putting so much effort into something means it must be worthwhile, maybe even meaningful. But now, it just feels empty. Like Elizabeth Oshiro has become nothing more than a daily routine. It's a day of work and a night of rest. A day of work and a night of rest. Time and time again. I hate this. Not accomplishing anything, never making any progress in life. I want to cry. Just methodically and willingly letting the days go by. Ding ding! Service! It's the service bell. I'm sorry, Chief. Could you take the door? Yes, of course. I push those cries of anguish back to the back of my mind, a spot where they'll be left to rot until I forget they ever existed, and head to the cafe's entrance door. Welcome. Would you like to order, or maybe sit down in somewhere in our table, please? Oh shit. Same one as usual. If you wouldn't mind. I lead Katsu to a table in a far corner. It's been positioned in such a way that no one can eavesdrop on our discussion. He sits down nonchalantly, picks up the menu, and reads it for a good minute. I'd like to order an American espresso, right? You always order the same thing. At least try the pastries this time, will you? Then a donut also. A donut? Seriously? Is there a problem? Blimey, you really are a cop. So, what do you need of me today, Katsu? If it's nothing important, could you wait until the end of my shift? I'm very busy today. I'm sorry, but that's not possible. This is a matter of extreme urgency, so listen carefully. His voice is heavy. It forces me to pay full attention. To be honest, I wasn't sure if telling you like this was the right choice, considering that he might try to contact you later today. He? Who's he? Katsu, I swear, if you don't stop dancing around the issue. Ishimoto. Ishimoto! Yo! Yama! Ishimoto! Okay. Okay, chat, we're... Alright, let's go. Yama Ishimoto. That name. Didn't think about it, Elizabeth. That insufferable name. Just keep going as always. Wait, you mean... Ishimoto might attempt to contact you. He's been allowed to. A spark reignites somewhere within me. If the procedure goes according to plan, then he'll be out on the streets close to midday. You'll understand why I couldn't warn you through the phone, given how sensitive this topic is. Yo, who is in the studio, bruh? Shout out to Dashi, but like, who the fuck was in the studio? Hey, okay. Yo, this is you. Where did he come from? Oh, hold on. We gotta keep going. Warn me. Yes. Yama Ishimoto, after all, is a big liability to us. He was at the very center of that incident 3 years ago, and now he's back. Different parties might try to use him to their advantage. You understand what I'm trying to say, right? I do, but what do you want me to do about it? After 3 years, he deserves to do as he pleases. He's owed that much, isn't he? This isn't the time for compassion. It doesn't seem like you understand at all. One wrong step, and Yama Ishimoto might blow a hole in our carefully constructed plan. That would mean that all of my efforts, your father's efforts, could go down the drain. You understand that as well, right? So these are your instructions. I want Yama Ishimoto out of the picture. If you can't ignore him, then you will keep your interactions to him with a minimum. If you can't ignore him, then you will keep your interactions with him to a minimum. Only to what's strictly mundane, just like an average citizen would do. And above all, you won't mention me. Is that clear? A second chance. Elizabeth? Yes. Are you alright? You just told me that insufferable man might attempt to make my life miserable again. Of course I'm not alright. Then don't look so happy about it. Happy about it? Me? Please, as if thinking about that man could ever make me happy. No, not in the slightest. Listen, you do what you must. Just make sure he doesn't get in my way. Would you like anything else with your order? No, I'm fine. I walk away, clutching the cafe's menu in my trembling fingers. Each step I take feels like I'm pushing against a sea of invisible mud. It's sluggish and disgusting, but unlike before, this strain is different, as if my body now had a purpose. Like I'm struggling, not for its own sake, but to accomplish something. To reach someone. And I absolutely won't let them down this time. Another day of work it is. No! Yo! What? No! That's it? Oh, they are setting up some good shit! Oh, god damn it! Oh, they are setting up some fucking good shit! Oh, chat! Oh, chat, they are setting up some good shit! That's only one of the 4 different options. We're doing at least one more. I think we need to do at least one more. Like, I feel like it's only fair. But like, they Fallen Snow. Listen. Now I know that you watch my shit because you guys message me. So I know y'all at least see some of my shit. I'm gonna make sure you see this one too, because I'm probably gonna tweet it to you. Y'all setting up some good shit. God damn it! Whoo! Bro, okay. So. Okay, I'm back. Hello. Sorry. That right there was a setup talking about how one of my favorite characters, because I found the symbolism in the different things, but fucking I like that right there was them setting up for there's going to be more after this, and these are literally just I now understand why they call them the Heroine's Prologues. We are gonna go through each and every single one of the girls apparently and learn what they've been doing since the last incident. However, we are not clear what happened to that incident. The dude who we were just talking to was a cop. a cop that we have known apparently a very long time, and he worked with my dad. I don't know if my dad's still alive and is still working with him or not, but he worked with the girl who we were playing as, Elizabeth's dad. So Elizabeth has a lot of respect for the guy, like a lot of respect. He just walked into her regular day of work after offering her a job to join the force, more or less. Like, hey, do you want to work for us? Like, you could do well. And she's like, no, I enjoy I enjoy my mundane, civilized life, like my regular day to day. And he's like, all right, well, I guess if you really like it, fine, sure. However, she was talking about how she feels kind of empty about it. She mentioned our protagonist from the last version of the game, Yama Ishimoto. She mentioned him for like literally half a split second. Didn't mention him by name, but talked about how they bantered. It's why they were my favorite character. She was my favorite character. The way they bantered was fucking great. But fucking hell, what just happened was he's apparently released. Released from what? I don't fucking know. If he's released from jail, that means that they probably arrested him for the murder of Rui, who, that probably means that they probably arrested him for the murder of, like, one of the characters from earlier in the series. I do, especially now that I'm so hyped that they're adding content. If y'all haven't watched, if you guys have never played this game before, or just want to have it read to you, either watch my series or play this game. It's a free game and it's fucking phenomenal. I love it. This visual novel's great. You could probably read through it much faster, but fucking hell, dude.